And what's going on, you guys? What is going on? What is going on? This is your boy, Scotty by Nature TV, and we are here for a brand new episode of Yes for the Miss, where we talk about celebrity gossip, hot topics, and all things reality TV based. I hope you guys are having a wonderful, wonderful closing to your Wednesday night, and I am doing the exact same, okay? Listen, I just got out the shower. I feel young, fresh, and new. I feel refreshed. I feel all those things right about now. And, it's always good to get rid of the anxieties of the day. Although I ain't really had no anxiety of the day at all. I just been, I've been cool. I've been chilling, all of those good things. Okay. So hopefully everybody else have had a pretty decent day today. I really do hope so. Now, had to put my phone on do not on vibrate because I'm gonna be distracted. But I'm glad that you guys are here with me tonight. Y'all do know that we did a live earlier today. We had almost 400 people in that live, but we were talking about Laura Govan and her interview with Carlos King. It was like a fun live, okay? And I intend on this one to be just as fun as that one was, okay? Um so before we get into anything, y'all do know that I have to inform you guys on what we got coming up on the platform so far. Tomorrow is Thursday, which means that tomorrow is the chasing panel, of course. And as I've been telling y'all all week, that this would be the last chasing panel of the year. We will be going on hiatus for the next 2 months, so I can take out some time to restructure the show, get the show ready for us to talk about more than just chasing. We will be doing the chasing panel podcast, and we should be returning on January the 9th. Okay. We have this election coming up. We got Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's coming up. So we're gonna take out that time to get through the political aspect, the holidays, and then come back at the top of the year with renewed energy for the chasing panel. Okay. So make sure you guys are ready for it because, like I said, I intend on this being a great show. Okay. On Friday, we'll be getting back into Bell Collective, of course. I will be doing my live review on that right after the show, of course. And you may be seeing Alexander Rogers on the live with me. He did share some he did tell me that he wanted to do, a live show with me about Bell Collective. And I'm definitely down for it. Anything with Alexander Rogers, I'm down for. So make sure you guys tune into that. But I'm gonna hit him up tomorrow to make sure that he will be doing it with me so I can advertise it. Over the weekend, we'll be talking about Love and Marriage Charlottesville, of course. Okay, the show comes back on Saturday, but I won't be doing it on Saturday because we will be celebrating Jamar's birthday. And what I mean by we, I'm talking about Carl, I'm talking about Tremel, Bando, Dominique. Everybody that loves Jamar, everybody that Jamar loves will be at the house to celebrate Jamar's birthday on Saturday night. So Saturday night, I won't be able to do the review. But Sunday afternoon after work, I'll be able to do the review. So make sure you guys tune into that. And of course, Roaster Review will be back next week. Make sure you guys tune into that. The link is already available and all that good stuff. Okay. So with that being said, that's pretty much all that we got for the church announcement so far. So let's go ahead and get into the mess. Now, y'all do know that with every live that I do, the goal is to hit 100 plus with every single live. And we're slick halfway there. We got 45 people up in here so far, but we're going to do what it do with it. Okay. Cause there's a lot of people live right now, child. I think Rodney is live. Kim Parry is live. There's a lot of people that are live right about now that I share subscribers with. Like there's a lot of people live right now. So, we're going to see what's up, but how and conscious is like everybody live, child. But anyways, we're about to go ahead and get into the things for tonight. And that's what we're doing. Okay. So let's go ahead and get into the very first topic of the night, and that is Ari Lennox. Okay, now Ari Lennox is one of the more talented R&B singers of today. She's one of the only girls that I give the time of day to. Pressure is one of the best songs that came out in like 2021, 2022. One of the best records I heard. I really love that song. Jermaine Dupri did his thing that was like his comeback. And I really enjoyed it. My cousin Reggie has been buzzing about Ari Lennox since 2020 or 2019, somewhere in there. And I just would not give her the time of day because I don't like these girls that's out right now. I just don't. I don't feel them. I don't care about them. I feel like a lot of them can't sing and all of that because a lot of them can't sing. I mean, a lot of them get praised for doing the bare minimum. And the person that get, I'm talking about people like Summer Walker. Summer Walker cannot sing to me. And I'm tired of everybody, trying to, hype her as the new Mary J. Blige. It's never going to happen. I'm going to need for everybody to stop doing it. SZA really ain't the best singer either, but she does have some bops like I Hate You, Love Galore, Snooze, she do have some type of hits, but these girls don't sing with feeling and soul no more. You know what I mean? Like they don't. And Money Love is cool. It's just that her voice annoys me now. I don't know what it is. Because that whole nobody knows me like you do, nobody knows. That song irks me. I guess they overplayed it. I guess I don't know. But I feel like girls like Ari Lennox is very much so underrated, negated, and ignored by this music industry. You know what I mean? So we're about to go ahead and get into her. Now, Ari Lennox took to the internet and she announced that she wants to get out of her manipulative contract with Interscope and Dreamville, and she says that they refuse to market her. So we're going to listen to the audio of what she said, and then we're going to read what she said in her stories as well. So let's go ahead and get into that. And of course, y'all know what we do. We come right back and we talk about what we heard. Let's get into it.
That wouldn't have me out here trying to explain. Like it's not something I ever really wanted for myself, but it's like it is what it is. Here we are. Like people come up to me and they're just like, hey, how you doing? Like, are you? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, oh, wait, how you doing? Mental health, like that, like, bro, what the fuck? Like, so even in real life, like it's the conversation. I changed my mind against releasing this video, and I told management and I told the label, and they told me that they would take it down. The video, the people in charge of the video were unresponsive. Like, you know what, but everyone loves the video, so we're just going to keep it up. No, y'all are not going to manipulate me. I'm not comfortable with it being out for multiple reasons. Like, I wish I had a label that wouldn't have me out here trying to explain why I need advertisement. You cannot expect an artist to be anything without advertisement. Why am I begging for advertisement? Like, why am I paying for my own Google ads? Like, no, it's not okay. I wish I had a label that wouldn't have me out here trying to explain. Like, it's not.
Okay, so that was her rant in audio form. And then she went to her Instagram story and she said, Interscope and Dreamville have been playing with me all month and I'm so exhausted. I'm so tired of people treating me like they're sorry for me and like I'm the face of mental health. I'm okay. And I've never been happier. What I don't like is being signed to, and lied to and manipulated. Not one person at those labels ever knew how to market or protect me. Y'all don't know to have constant letdown and neglect. This industry stuff will never be for me. Okay? And that is what Miss Ari Lennox had to say, y'all. Now, let me tell y'all, Ari Lennox has been speaking up about these record labels and stuff for the longest. She's been talking about this forever. And I don't think that she's lying about any of this stuff either. And I really feel like this stuff is really, really happening to her. I do think that artists like Ari Lennox are always going to get the short end of the stick. They're not trendy. They're not those artists that follows a certain formula. And this is why people feel like R&B is dead at this point, because we don't show our real R&B artists any love. And on top of that, it's just like we don't even have any male R&B artists anymore. And if we do, they don't get the love that they fucking deserve. Like, I see Lucky Day performing at concerts all the time. I know about him a lot through Sakina, because Sakina loves Lucky Day. he don't get no promotion like I feel like he should, because I don't know none of his songs. It's another like Avery Wilson. Like, the boy can sing his face off, but all he's reduced to is singing tributes and cover songs. Like, does he have a record deal? And if he do, why can't nobody, get him to put an album out? Like, he's marketable. Avery Wilson can sing. Avery Wilson is handsome. He got the total package to be an artist. So why ain't nobody pushing him? And why is he not, making those songs? Why he always being called to some tribute to sing for somebody else and not singing his own shit? Mario was trying to come back and release new music. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of, like, there's this other R&B artist by the name of Sir. I had never heard of him before until one year I was watching the Soul Train Awards, and he was performing this song called Nothing Even Matters, and I love that song. And I thought, not to mention, he was fine as fuck to me, because he was on his stage just rolling and shit. This was probably the 2022 Soul Train Awards, and I had never heard of him before. And I was just watching the Soul Train Awards, and I was just like, I was intrigued by him because he was a good performer and he could actually sing. And so then I started working here in Atlanta, and then they be playing his song all the time at my job. So it's just like, okay, why don't these male artists get, any type of promotion or any push? And then these female artists, they don't really get no push either. Now, these female rap artists, they get the push, but it's something about these female R&B singers, and there's only a few of them at a time. There is Money Long. That's her. There's SZA, who doesn't even say she's an R&B artist. There's Ari, who is complaining about her record label at this point. There's a whole lot of different female R&B artists that are out there that a lot of people love, but no one's putting the pedal to the metal for them at all. No one is. And I feel really bad for artists like Ari Lennox, who actually make good music and they're never heard. No one ever hears them. No one ever sees the videos. No one ever promotes them. They're never performing on nobody's award show stage. They're never on nobody's talk show. It's just sad. And it just goes back. If you ever, and I really, after this live is over, I really want you guys to go and look at it. But if you ever was scrolling through YouTube and you seen this interview with Phyllis Hyman, and she was talking to Donnie Simpson on Video Soul, and she was talking about, the R&B artists of that particular generation, and not only that type of generation, but the way that they disrespect artists with real talent, but they put the people with no talent, no emo, nothing like that to the forefront. And she was talking about that in the early 90s. So everything that she was basically saying is basically true at this particular point. Like, y'all put these artists with no substance to the forefront, and then you wonder why people would rather stream this music instead of buying it. Don't nobody want to buy this junk that y'all are polluting the airways with. Like, don't nobody want to do that. And I really find it ridiculous, and I find it very sad that these women with talent can get a record deal, a major one at that, and still don't get no push. That's why I am so thankful and grateful that I was raised in the 90s, where you had to have talent in order to have a record deal. Could you imagine growing up without a Mary J. Blige? Could you imagine growing up without a Brandy? Could you imagine growing up without a Monica? Could you ever imagine growing up without a Kelly Price or a Whitney Houston or a Mariah Carey? I even go to the white girls, or Celine Dion, or Christina Aguilera. These girls actually had to know how to sing in order to have a record deal. And to me, it's kind of like, although there were some girls that really couldn't sing like that. Look at Jamar. Beast, how dare you? Okay. But they had to know how to sing. They had to know how to sing. And now these girls don't have to know how to sing. All they have to do is do a belly roll and have some whisper vocals, and then they got a record deal. And I hate to say that, but that's just what it is. So I even think that these days it's even more beneficial to just go independent and do the work for yourself. Get a distribution deal and own your own record label, and you can push yourself. Because you could sell 60,000 copies and be okay with it, because all that money go back to you and not to 15 different hands to finger fuck it before you touch it. You feel what I'm saying? So I think it's much better for people to just be independent and put their damn music out. You ain't got to listen to nobody. Of course, labels, major labels and their budgets will absolutely be beneficial to y'all, but it may just be a little bit better if a lot of y'all went independent. That's what I believe. So shout out to Ari Lennox. I really hate that for her, and I hope she's able to get somewhere where they really understand her as an artist. It sucks to have all that talent and not go nowhere. The next thing is Miss Kina Harper. Okay, now she done did this interview where she looked like she's drugged out and drunk. She calls out Dawn and calls out Cassie, and I'm just gonna tell y'all, Kalenna looked dumb. Okay. And this is coming from a person that rooted for her when she was on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Like, I really wanted her to make it because I know that she's a dope songwriter. I know that she can sing. And I loved her in Dirty Money, actually. But, coming out saying the shit that she's saying and making herself look absolutely ridiculous is crazy. Now, I fast forwarded to the parts that I wanted to get into, and that is the parts where she was talking about her relationship with Dawn and her calling out Cassie. Okay, so we're gonna get into those things first. Okay, 75 of y'all up in here. Hopefully, we get to 100 plus. Let's get into it. Okay.
What's your relationship like? What's your relationship like with Dawn?
I don't fuck with Dawn like that. I mean, I do, like as a person, like as a individual, like my heart. But she never was like sisterly. She never was like somebody who I could say wanted to take care of me. So as much as I tried, she would let me in. Maybe that was because of Danny DeCane. I don't fucking know. I don't know those girls like that. I know D Woods in passing. I know Chanel from the studio. They were always cool in passing, but I don't know the dynamics of that shit enough to be able to tell you like where it came from. But it was like weird shit happening while we were in the group. Like even if I would just ask her like rehearse. Let's rehearse, nigga. Just AMAs. You know what I'm saying? And she would like laugh at me and keep it moving. Yeah, it would be weird shit like that. And I would be like, like, I don't know. I think we all have like different we all have different executive functions. And when you come into this business, the first thing you got to be thinking is like, if somebody's going to fly me out of town, I need to eat. So then that's a per diem. Or if you're a writer like me and you work in a studio and you're working on a budget, you automatically know that there's a food budget. But she just was like, she didn't know these things. So I would come in the studio and be like, where's the food budget? What are we eating tonight? And it was like, food budget. Like, yeah, there's a food budget. It's a tab. We're running it up. Or like, I'm finna go get my per diem. Like he got us in New York and we live in LA. Mm. If you have me in New York and I live in LA and we're working in LA, but we're in New York for a short amount of time, I need per diem so I can live. Mm-hmm. And so I was having those conversations and Dawn didn't even know what per diem was. So I pay homage to my husband for being a real nigga. Excuse my language. We were just talking about. Like she wasn't like my sister. That's what I expected her to be. Like I really wanted us to be like a family. But hopeful thinking, wishful thinking.
But what?
Wishful thinking.
Wishful thinking.
Yeah. I always want sisters. I always want brothers. Like I love family. I want to be people's family. Mm-hmm. Like I love everybody. So like I just want to, I think it's a part of me that want to be accepted. It's trauma. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I just want people to like me. It's the thing.
You got named quite a quite a few times in Dawn's lawsuit. I'm assuming there wasn't a conversation beforehand.
No. No.
What was it like finding that out when you woke up?
I was angry. I was pissed. You know, I'm feeding my frogs, dude. Like, you know, I'm working on my project. I'm at the end of it. And I'm just like waiting on my time. And I'm like just talking to God and like learning his voice. And then all of a sudden it's like a rip shot. Cause Dawn knows me. And she know that all she ever had to do if something was going on was to say something. And it would have been fucking on. Like Donkey Kong. Like the fuck we talking about? We would have jumped that nigga. We would have fuck out of there. Or whatever. But that wasn't the case. Like, she never, to be honest with you, though me and Puff garnered a closer relationship, going into it, Dawn and Puff were closer. They had rapport. So, Puff can be mama a little bit, like little fucking catty. So, I just always thought that for his protection, possibly he could have been like just keeping distance between everybody. That's the thing, right? And it's a control thing as well. So I just thought maybe it could be that. But I think more than anything, it was more like it was literal competition though. Like she literally looked at me like a threat.
Mm-hmm.
And like I possibly could have been getting more than her because I had my husband and different things, but that wasn't the case. It was just the way I negotiated my deal. And I was already good. I was already good from publishing deal. I was already good from other things that were happening in my life. So I think she just possibly thought Puff gave me more than her and she just didn't have that, but that wasn't how that went.
What do you make of the ingredients in her lawsuit?
I think it's, I don't want to say bullshit, but I think maybe, if my lips are, I think maybe Dawn is, I don't know. I ain't gonna sit here and lie and shame the devil, but I will say broke motherfuckers would they would do anything for money. And I just want what she's saying to be the truth. Cause I'm confused. And if it's the truth, why we so long to say anything? I don't know, guys. Like nobody's fucking with me at that capacity, and I'll say shit. Everybody's finna know it. I'm finna be locked up, 766, 911 call, police fucking locked up, crate, all that. Nobody's doing shit like that to me. And at some level, I didn't be like.
Is it fair to say maybe your upbringing, maybe who you are, you have that exterior where you ain't doing that to me? You get what I'm saying? For everybody, it's not that.
It's not. And it could have possibly been that. But I think being in a group with somebody, it makes it very intimate. Like we were naked together a lot. We were getting dressed in places. We woke up in the same places. We were sleepy in the same places. We were hungry in the same places. Our underarms stunk in the same places. And so when you're that intimate, it's kind of hard to miss.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody's suffering or something's going on like that, it's really hard to miss.
Cassie.
Love her to death, naive, like getting high. She likes partying. She liked that. That was the thing. She's a model. She was well taken care of. She was
You told me a story about going to an apartment one time.
You know which one? The fucking one that would look like a closet? That all white fucking condo in New York? That's just glass with glass stairs escalating up the fucking 70-foot ceiling, 100-foot ceiling, wild shit. Spoiled. So I'm not saying Cassie is not deserving of any of these things, but this was her life. And so though I was okay, I was like middle class, okay. She was like, rich girl, I want to go hang out with my friend for the weekend in fucking Tahiti, okay. And just lay up and get sun, okay.
You asked her how much she was making.
Yeah, I just wanted to know where her allowance was because she had an allowance. And I wanted to know if she was being smart with her money and she was being smart with the opportunity. Because the first thing I think is like, what would I do in that position? I don't know. I would own homes. I would have owned businesses. I would have been giving other people opportunities. I wouldn't have been waiting for Puff to do my project. I would have been doing my own project. I just would have had to be a lot more like, nigga, you gonna do this shit for me. Because I would have done it for myself. And so when I asked how much she was making, it was like close to $30,000, almost $50,000 a week. That's a lot of money. Even on the low end, when you say $10,000 a week, that's a lot of money for somebody to just, here you go. You can just blow that. And then cars for your family, and then flights for your family, and then all that stuff. I'm just saying. And I'm just allegedly talking, right? Because who knows what she was really getting.
Yeah.
Right? Because we don't know. But what I will say is, if in fact that's what Cassie was getting, and that's what she was privy to, I think I would have been trying to strive to show my husband that I was queenly enough to be entitled to take care of his billions and millions of dollars and possibly his children and be the queen of that empire. But I didn't see that per se. I just saw like Cassie having a good time as a young girl and really didn't want the bothers of like that life until later. And this is probably when I was pregnant with Noah. I don't mean to cut you off, but being pregnant with Noah, and I have pictures online, I went and seen Puff perform in Atlanta. I was pregnant, really pregnant, with Savannah, not Noah, Savannah. I was about to have my baby girl, and I remember walking in like backstage and walking in the bathroom, and I'm like, see her and Jessica White, and they're all sitting on the counters in the bathroom. And Cassie looks at me and she's like, see, that's what I want. And I hope I'm like that. I hope I look as sexy as you, like that. And the last conversation me and Cassie had was basically like, I seen this woman that was coming out and I was like, I'm done with the shit and I'm ready for it. Like, and I was like, okay. So that was my last. And that had been years. Do you think? I was with Puff in 2009 to 2012, 11, 12. And so I had Savannah in 2016. Cassie had grown immensely. Now, I wasn't around in that time. So what transpired in the time between Dirty Money and then in me seeing them again, I fucking don't know. So anything could have transpired. But I will say is, I saw Cassie grow up from a little girl that was willing to like give everybody motherfucking, you know, lap dances basically. You know, and get drunk and just have a good like model time. She was a sweetheart though. But seeing her do like just have a good time as a young girl and then turn into like, no, this is what I want. But she had watched me and she had watched so many other women. So I see that, the power. But I didn't see how she was being kept somewhere she didn't want to be. I didn't see that. Did I see the videotape like everybody else? Yes. Yes. But did I see that ever, like in person? Fuck no. Like, that's just, it's private and then it's business. You didn't see us on the tape. We were in the hotel. That was a private thing. Like they had like a private hotel that they would go and stay at. Private places. They would go on private trips because it's a private thing. And me and my husband do a private thing. So I didn't see that dichotomy while I was there. It was just like, I'm really business too. I think that changes how people deal with me. They'll come in and I'm work and that's it. And everything's separate from me. So, but I love Cassie.
The abuse, you never notice maybe any.
So I'm sitting here listening to Kalenna, and what the fuck are you even talking about? You feel what I'm saying? Like, girl, what are you talking about? And make it make sense, because none of it is. And what are you on? Are you drunk? Are you high, girl? What the fuck are you talking about? And what does any of what you're saying have to do with what the fuck we talking about? I'm just saying, honestly, what does any of that got to do with what the fuck we talking about? Because to me, it ain't got nothing to do with nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the hell is going on and what the hell are you talking about? Because it don't make any sense. It don't make no sense at all. And I'm just trying to figure it all out, because, baby, it don't make sense. Like, like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And clearly you lying. And clearly, I feel like somebody sent you. Although the podcast person is saying, well, this interview was pretty much planned a long time ago and all this other stuff. I don't believe that damn interview was planned a long time ago at all. I feel like this was something brand new. I feel like, somebody told her, girl, get your ass up here and speak against Dawn and all this other stuff. Because wasn't the people saying she was in a witness protection program or some shit like that? When and Diddy harassed her and called about 50 sometimes and shit. Like, what's really going on, Kalenna? And you ain't doing no but showing yourself to be the male identified muff that people be saying you are anyway. So it's just like, what was your purpose and what was your motherfucking point of even going out saying any of the shit that you was motherfucking saying? That's what I'm saying. And you sound drunk, you sound high as hell on this whole interview, and you're saying a lot, but you're not saying anything. So I don't even understand it. That's why I just stopped it where it was at, because I don't even think that we're gonna get anything else out of her, because Kalenna just sounds stupid. And the only reason why she's sitting there saying the shit that she's fucking saying is because her and her husband do fucking freak offs too. And she don't want to get judged for doing the same damn thing. We already know what they like to get into anyway. So yeah, Kalenna, you could have just shut your ass up. So I don't know, Kalenna. But we're gonna move on, because you pissed me off. The next topic is Ray J versus Diddy's sons, honey. Now this was a story that really got me, because I wasn't expecting it. Okay, I damn sure wasn't expecting it at all. Wasn't expecting it. However, this is the tea. This is the tea right here. Now it says that Diddy's three sons almost got into a fight with Ray J at a Halloween party, okay, in Los Angeles. The brothers Christian, Quincy, and Justin were upset about things that Ray J said about their dad, who was having some freaky legal problems. After the party ended, Ray J and his friends, including Amber Rose and his manager, walked to the parking lot where Diddy's sons confronted him. Things got tense as the brothers surrounded Ray J, getting in each other's faces and wanting to fight. According to TMZ, Chris Brown saw what was happening from his car and ran over to help. He pulled Justin and Christian away to calm things down. Other people also stepped in. And no one got hurt. This wasn't the first time Diddy's sons tried to confront Ray J. They had approached him about his comments several times before, and Ray J said he would be open to talking, but was also ready to defend himself if needed. Sources say he still thinks of Diddy and his kids as family and didn't want to get into a fight with them. Ray J previously stated that the industry could learn from Diddy's mistakes and that he's working on a plan to help the next generation avoid these problems. Now, here's more. We're going to get into this now. Let's get into it.
Stop hanging with Young Buck and now I'm going to get the squad back with him. Ray J. No.
listen now. Everybody been calling me, and you know until you call me, I feel like it's no big deal. All right? So I'm talking to the exposer homies. They talking about the Combs is trying to rush you. And I'm like, what are you talking about? They tried to rush you in Miami?
In LA.
Where?
Bro, you know I'm not gonna call y'all because this could go somewhere else. And I'm like, at the club, dog.
But you didn't have Donut them with you?
I have nobody with me, dog.
So how many of them was it? 2, 3? What?
I don't know, like 8.
Oh, so it was them at 8 and they tried to rush you for real.
Yeah, but don't put this up, blood.
Nah, it's going out.
Nah, blood.
It's just going.
Stop hanging with Young Buck and them and get the squad back with him.
Dog. Ray J. No, going out, dog. Like now. So my question to you is, can I put the other stuff out that we've been knowing about?
Nah, they too young. Like it's like that. Like I moved away from it. Like,
huh?
I tried to talk some sense into like what happened, but I'm saying, luckily the homie Chris is here.
What? Wait, what Chris?
Chris Brown, bro. But whack, don't put this up online. Bro.
Nah, it's this off.
Nah, but still, don't.
It's going up. It's already online. It's online that tried to rush you, and you ain't told me. It's everywhere. It's everywhere that they tried to rush you. They didn't say they put their hands on you. I just said the little homie gonna squabble up. I thought it was just one. Now you telling me them at 8. So it's on.
Yeah, but it don't need to be like that.
Nah, that's what it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be. Going out, dog. Like now. So my question to you is, can I put the other stuff out that we've been knowing about?
Nah, they too young. Like it's like that. Like I moved away from it. Like,
huh?
I tried to talk some sense into like what happened, but I'm saying, luckily the homie Chris is here.
What? Wait, what Chris?
Chris Brown, bro. But whack, don't put this up online. Bro.
Nah, it's this off.
Nah, but still, don't.
It's going up. It's already online. It's online that tried to rush you, and you ain't told me. It's everywhere. It's everywhere that they tried to rush you. They didn't say they put their hands on you. I just said the little homie gonna squabble up. All right, so I'm gonna call you when I get back tomorrow. I'm gonna pull up on you. All right. They tried to get the little homie.
Yeah, but Wack, they hot as fire grease right now. Leave them alone.
Man, don't give a how hot they is.
They hot. They hot.
If we run into you, act like it's 1995.
Yeah. They hot though.
Now you gonna try to rush 8 deep. That's crazy.
I mean, rush AD. He shouldn't have got up out of there.
No,
he should have been knocked out.
Yo, Luke, that's crazy. That's crazy. And Ray J over there being sympathetic. You know what I'm saying? He want to leave it alone because he knows. So they say Chris Brown stopped. Well, Chris Brown did what he's supposed to do as a Paul Rue, right? I keep telling Chris. All right, so I'm going to call you when I get back tomorrow. Chris Brown is racking up his points. You know what I'm saying? I've been telling you. Look,
it's his fault for something.
Chris Brown is racking up his points. You know what I'm saying? I've been telling you. Look,
it's his fault for something.
Chris Brown is racking up his points.
The end of the party when we were trying to exit the building, actually, I honestly just saw like Christian, Justin, Quincy kind of start circling Ray a little bit. Words were exchanged. Things started getting heated as we went into the parking garage. You know, I feel like chests were being bumped. Ray had a backpack, and from the last situation we were outside with the zoo stuff, he went around and tried to go grab his backpack, and he had this satchel on. So I'm like, does he have a blower in there? Like, I don't want it to really like get to this level. So out of nowhere, Chris Brown hops out the car like a freaking leprechaun out of the magically delicious sky. And like, honestly, he started breaking it up. I tried to talk to Quincy, Christian. get their stance on it and let them know that this wasn't the time and the place. I understand emotions are high.
Yeah.
And I understand what they're going through, but for the betterment, everybody getting in a better space, I pray that all parties can resolve things equally. At the end of the party, when we were trying to exit equally, you know. And,
so from what you've seen, did things ever exactly get physical, or was it just words exchanged? Was there any, fist thrown or?
It definitely was like a chest bump, push back, pull up the pants kind of vibe. But the way Chris came out and just like, I mean, I swear he took Justin and Christian at the same time and just got both of them. I grabbed Quincy. The other security start, his manager, David, their security, they grabbed Ray. So it was like before actually like things all the way ensued, we had a couple angels by our side.
So do you think that had Chris Brown not been there, that the situation could have gotten, worse or gone?
Absolutely.
You were worried about, shots being fired.
Yes, absolutely. I feel like if Chris wasn't like the bigger voice of reason in that moment, I don't think anything that any of us were saying would have toned the situation down. So honestly, Chris equally, and
so from what you've seen, did things ever
really did help the situation? I don't know when Chris became the big homie. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
really did help the situation. I don't know when Chris became the big homie. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
really did help the situation. I don't know when Chris became the big homie. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
now, first of all, why is Hazel even in this? Let's start there. Why is she even in it? Number two, why is Ray J always in some shit? Monica had to clown his ass and tell him to shut the hell up, talking about her and stuff. Now here he go getting into it with Diddy's children. Now the Breakfast Club discussed the reports of the altercation. Now let's get into it.
Ray cracking jokes. Imagine running down on somebody talking about what's up with all that ass being taken talk. Okay, my daddy ain't take no ass. All right, Diddy's kids need to sit their ass down somewhere. Okay, don't get spanked trying to prove a point that you're not built to prove. You're going to end up in jail with your pops or someplace worse.
But you do understand it, right? It's different when it comes from somebody like you who they don't know, and they probably know Ray
Even
J.
if they don't know, they probably going to want to run down on Charlotte.
No, they're not going to run down on Charlotte.
Man, whatever y'all on, get off it. I know you upset. You frustrated because of what Diddy going through, but stop projecting before you get hurt.
That's their pop, so you do understand that.
Glorilla said she just drove by the cemetery, and there's plenty of room for okay? So I know they got room for silly youngins trying to prove a point. And let's be clear, you try that with Ray J, and Ray J ain't even the one to play with. Bro. You ain't gonna run down on 50.
Yeah, but
you ain't gonna run down, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna run down on nobody that's really
I don't even want that to happen.
But they have a different relationship with Ray J, though, right? Ray J has been to the crib. Ray J has been around them, right?
I don't even think they care about relationships. That's their dad, and it's very public. They just pressing whoever they want to press at this point.
They're not pressing nobody, and that's, I'm telling you.
If they wanted to swing on Ray J, they would have swung Ray, and they probably have a problem with Ray cracking jokes.
Imagine running down on somebody talking about what's up with all that.
Do y'all agree with what Charlamagne said? Because I'm inclined to agree with what he's saying. At the end of the day, Ray J ain't the only one that said anything about y'all daddy, and he won't be the last one saying nothing about y'all daddy. At the end of it all, y'all daddy is involved in the bullshit, and he put himself in that bullshit, and he got to get himself out of the bullshit. So what y'all not finna do is start running up on everybody that got something to say about y'all damn daddy. If y'all want to be mad at anybody for having anything to say, you need to be mad at your fucking daddy, because he's the reason why everybody's talking. Okay? Like, and I get it. That's my daddy. I'm going to stick up for him. That's my daddy. But y'all not even about that damn life at all. Like, y'all suburban ass kids. Y'all not from the fucking hood. Y'all not about that life. Y'all motherfuckers had silver spoons in your damn mouths, and y'all want to get out here and act like y'all Billy Badass because Diddy is y'all daddy. Diddy really ain't about that damn life like time out anyway. Like, he really ain't about that life. So what are you talking about? Stop. Like, y'all think y'all can intimidate somebody because y'all daddy in jail? Bitch, you don't want to go there. So stop trying to fight somebody. Y'all ain't no thugs, man. Y'all ain't built for that shit. What are you talking about? I'm more built for it than y'all. And I promise you, at this big age and with these teeth in my mouth, I ain't fighting nobody. I tell y'all that every other week. I ain't fighting a soul with this shit that I paid for and Kroger insurance paid for. I ain't fighting nobody. If my teeth were still fucked up, I wouldn't have a problem with it. But at the end of the day, I've spent too much money and still got some more work to be done to them. I'm not finna fight nobody. And you motherfuckers ain't finna fight nobody. So sit y'all sweet ass down. Okay? Sit down, because you ain't gonna fight nobody. Have a seat. Anyway, we're gonna go into the last topic of the night. And baby, it is Meg Thee Stallion versus Milagro Gramz, honey. And if y'all don't know who Milagro Gramz is, she goes by the name of My Radio. I do know that she used to work up on the Raw Ali at one point in time on that podcast called On Site. I know that she rocks with Nikki heavy, and unfortunately, she rocks with Tory Lanez. She's a Tory Lanez person. You know, I don't want to say apologist because it's gonna sound like I'm trying to shade her, but she goes over Tory Lanez. You know what I mean? And that is partially why I really can't get into her content like that, because I just can't get with the Tory Lanez shit. But other than that, her name rings bells in these podcast streets if you really want to be technical about the situation. I'm gonna be real about it. Her name rings bells around this bitch, so that's what I will say. And I do know that she is from Houston, and I know that she has come hard against, you know, a lot of the Nicki's ops like Cardi B and now Megan Thee Stallion. She's been saying stuff about Megan Thee Stallion for a long ass time now, but Megan is tired of the bullshit and she's decided that she gonna sue her. Now, let's get into this on Twitter. Now, let me take this up off of here real quick. It's the last story of the night. Now, it says that Megan Thee Stallion has sued blogger Milagro Gramz, alleging that she is purposely spreading false information online behalf of Tory Lanez. The federal lawsuit has 4 causes of action, including that Milagro promoted an altered sexual depiction of Megan Thee Stallion. Okay. So let's look at some of these documents that Megan, the reporter, done put up here, okay? So here we go. So this one says, plaintiff Megan Pete hereby files this action, okay, against Milagro, not Elizabeth. Miss P alleges the following facts upon her own knowledge and upon information and belief. Okay, so the nature of the action is: for years, the defendant acted and continues to act on behalf of Daystar Peterson, also known as Tory Lanez, as an online rumor mill, churning out falsehoods about Miss P to tens of thousands of social media followers since Peterson 2020 indictment for felony assault with a deadly weapon after shooting Mrs. P to his later conviction in December of 2022 up until today. The defendant, okay, performed Mr. Peterson's public bidding to denigrate, belittle, insult, and spread false statements about Miss Pete on her online social media platform for no other reason than to bully, harass, and punish Miss Pete for Mr. Peterson's own conviction and to tarnish her reputation, causing emotional distress. The lengths to which the defendant goes to harass Miss Pete knows no bounds. For example, she has gone so far as to share a deep fake video of Miss Pete in June of 2024. The defendant encouraged her 27,000 ex-followers to view an ex-post by Bimbella, whoever the hell that is. Let me go to the next part. Oh, I don't think there's anything else with that. Oh, wait a minute. Are these the documents? Yeah, they are the documents. Okay, let me go here. Okay. That by Bimbella that shared a doctored, artificially created video of Miss Pete purportedly engaged in sexual acts without Pete's knowledge or consent. After the defendant's conduct led to a firestorm of negative reaction from others, the defendant doubled down in a YouTube video on June 9, 2024, claiming that Miss Pete was a professional victim and denying any wrongdoing. But defendant is wrong. Her conduct was an unlawful promotion of an altered sexual depiction and caused Miss Pete severe emotional distress and reputational harm. Okay? Now, is she, listen, I ain't here to bash nobody, especially no other content creator. But all I gotta say is this: if Milagro did this shit and the shit was fake, she deserved what she getting. I'm just being honest. Because you can't put no fake ass shit about somebody and then think that ain't nobody gonna do nothing to you. You better ask Tasha K. Okay? You better ask Tasha K. Because that was just too much. And then when it was fake, and according to this document, when you found out it was fake, you didn't even do anything. You just decided that I'm gonna double down on this shit because I don't like you. And yeah. And that's not the way to go with that. Because if you find out that the stuff is fake, don't double down on it just because you don't like somebody. Just take the shit down. Just take it down. Don't nobody got time for no lawsuit. Don't nobody got time to be going back and forth to court, paying money that we ain't got. Don't nobody got time to do none of that shit. Okay? Like, it's either you take shit down or you just retract your statements. Like, like you gotta be like doing shit that we're doing. We just gotta be very careful and mindful of the things that we do. Cause I never get on here and make it sound like this shit be all unadulterated facts and shit. Cause I don't know if this shit true or not. Because I get this shit off the blogs. So I don't know if this shit is even true. But I never sit out here and put no shit out there. And I don't know if it's real or not. That's how you get sued. And these folks got the money that we ain't fucking got. So I ain't got no time to waste no money on no damn shit that I can't afford. Okay. That's just me. But anyway, in addition, another instance on September the 2nd, 2024, the defendant accused Miss Pete of having a severe drinking problem, who needs to spend more time in a relationship with herself and her therapist and maybe AA. The defendant has no personal relationship with Miss Pete and had no basis to make such an outlandish claim, okay, and false claim. And yet another instance on July the 30th, 2024, the defendant went so far as to cast doubt on Miss Pete's mental status, asking her followers if Miss Pete has a guardian or no, and whether Miss Pete has ever been deemed like legally retarded. Okay? And yet another defendant's low blows did not stop there. The defendant consistently resorted to name calling Mrs. Pete, characterizing her as an angry black woman and a lying asshole during her online streams. Additionally, in or around June 29, 2024, the defendant tried to pull information on Miss Pete's father in an attempt to publish private information about her family and cause damage to Miss Pete's reputation. Now, Milagro, what was the point of that? What her dad got to do with it? You see what I'm saying? Like, why even go so? Like, as much as I don't like Georgia Prune, I'm not looking up shit about her personal life. I'm not trying to look up her parents. I ain't trying to do none of that. As much as I do not like Georgia Prune. Now, people think I can't stand Portia. People think I can't stand Mel. I can't stand what's her name? Rashida. I just can't. She fake as hell, and she's an abuser apologist. That's why I don't like her. But you will never see me going that far to doing no stuff like that. Because I ain't got it in me to do it. But that's just me, though. That's just me. And I ain't here to, like I said, I ain't here to shade or drag nobody else. I'm just telling y'all what I ain't doing. And that's all that matters, okay? Let's see. Miss Pete has repeatedly tried to stop the defendant's misconduct and asked what would it take to stop being posted on the defendant's platforms. In response, the defendant provided the snide advice that Miss Pete should just get over it and go away. Okay, the defendant also made numerous false statements about Miss Pete regarding Mr. Peterson on the trial. The defendant's conspirator, no, I spelled that, said it wrong. Relationship with Mr. Peterson is troubling. The defendant acts as a paid surrogate used to spread Mr. Peterson's lies about Miss P. For example, on October the 27th, 2024, defendant Cooper falsely claimed that the firearm that Mr. Peterson used to Miss P was not produced during the trial because it was missing. That is not the case. The firearm remains in the custody of the Los Angeles Police Department. The defendant could have easily verified this information, but instead chose to ignore it and spread lies about the integrity of the trial and related investigation. Additionally, the defendant spread the false rumor that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Mrs. Pete after a unanimous jury of Mr. Peterson's peers decided otherwise. For instance, on October 28, 2024, defendant Cooper posted a video on her X account directed at Miss Pete and asked, "Can you even prove that you were shot?" The state did prove that fact, and Mr. Peterson is currently serving a 10-year sentence for it. In May of 2022, the defendant posted an image of a Los Angeles Police Department report up from Mr. Peterson's arrest, stating that the first doctor to see Miss P confirmed, I can't pronounce that word, but due to stepping on glass and not a firearm wound. However, the information from the police report was recorded before the bullet fragments were discovered in Miss Pete's feet during surgery, which completely debunked the defendant's post. That did not stop bloggers from picking up on the defendant's post and spreading misinformation. Okay. The defendant also attended the trial, live streamed her falsehoods during hearings, and the defendant's post consistently spreaded misinformation, challenging the stories of witnesses and their credibility while sharing their names online, amounting to the witness intimidation. During the trial, the defendant posted the following tweets. Talking about critical when we all sitting in here. Shut the fuck up. Kelsey spoke to prosecutors and told them one thing, but today says she lied. Kelsey said she never saw Tory pull a gun on Megan or shoot her. All this case taught anyone was that your father, brother, cousin, or son that could face 20 years in prison without proper evidence, a botched investigation, another likely suspect just because non-credible witnesses said you did something, and y'all slow is cheering. More recently, after posting about a lawsuit a former videographer filed against Miss Pete in April 2024 in Miss Pete's motions to dismiss. The defendant also falsely claimed that Miss Pete was caught trying to deceive the courts again, referencing her testimony in a trial. Enough is enough. Miss Pete, a victim of violent crime and a champion of women's rights, to her millions of fans worldwide, will no longer stand for the defendant's campaign of harassment. She brings this complaint for damages, equitable relief to end the defendant's vendetta against her. Okay, let's see what else is going on here. I don't think I need to read all that, but just know that was a lot now. That was a lot. And I feel like, but people gonna run with it because they don't like me. Like that, and that's just what it is. People gonna run with it just because they don't like me, which is unfortunate. So Ken Barbie posted this. Now, this is a statement from Megan Thee Stallion. And it says, it's time to hold bloggers accountable for years of harassment, cyberbullying, and the publication of misinformation about my personal and professional life, Megan said in a statement. I've endured countless attacks on my character based on false narratives from social media bloggers misrepresenting themselves as journalists. It's unacceptable behavior, and these individuals need to understand that there will be repercussions for recklessly posting lies and defamatory falsehoods. Okay, so that is what Megan Thee Stallion had to say, and I am just gonna say this, okay, and then we're gonna be outy because I gotta get up in the morning. Okay, but this is what we're gonna say. This is why I don't never say I'm a journalist. I barely say I'm a blogger. I always say that I am a content creator. Okay, I report the news, I give my opinion on the news, and I go on about my business. But y'all gonna have to stop lying on folks. Y'all gonna have to stop making these videos disparaging people's characters and just putting out falsehoods like that. Y'all gotta stop that. Okay, y'all got to. I'm not gonna say too much, because I really try not to like go in on other content creators. That ain't my style. I just get my opinion and call it a day. But it's going to court, Milagro, and it's giving Tasha K all over again. And if you lose this case, then what? You feel what I'm saying? Then what? You know what I'm saying? So I can't tell nobody what to do, but I just feel like if the shit turns out to be that Megan won the case and you lost, that's money coming out of your damn pocket. And, she had already warned everybody on Traumazine that she said the next one of y'all hoes that want to spread lies, I'm gonna sue you. She said that in NDA on Traumazine. She gave y'all a warning already that she was gonna sue y'all bloggers. She already said that. So y'all, we just gonna have to take the bitter with the sweets. Okay, that's all I got on that. Like, do your thug thizzle, do your thing, do whatever you feel like you need to. All I'm saying is it ain't looking too good. That's all I'm gonna say about the shit. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about it. So y'all, that's pretty much the gist of it. That's all I really got. That's all I got to say. We was on here for over an hour, and we barely did it, but damn, my elbows is rusty as fuck. You can tell I took a shower. But anyway, we got over 100 people in here. We almost didn't do it, child. It was looking a little bleak for a minute, but we got it though. We got the goal. But y'all, hopefully you guys have subscribed to the platform or whatever. If you're brand new, if you're watching me for the first time, I hope you guys have subscribed and stuff. And we're gonna continue on with this story, whichever way it goes, whatever's coming out, we will talk about it. Okay. I will see you guys a little bit later, and I will talk to you guys later. I'll holler at you guys at another time. Bye, y'all.